Today I'm going to be showing part one of a video of scarecrows for first grade, and we are going to be working on the backgrounds, the area behind the scarecrow today. So to get started, my students got a piece of paper and they put their name and their teacher code, which is a 1SC, on the back of their artwork. Then they flipped the paper over and got themselves a paintbrush. Since we are making the background and we're painting a field for the scarecrow, what I'm going to do is split my paper in half. Half of it's going to be brown for the ground and half of it's going to be blue. So I'm going to wake up the paint by dipping in the water, swish, 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 swipe, swipe on the side, and now I'm going to wake up the blue paint. And this has a lot of blue. I know people are going to come tell me, "Oh, Mrs. Niederheiser, my blue paint is almost gone." Tempera cakes, you don't need very much of them. So this is almost enough for the whole school to paint a blue sky. So I'm going to take my paper and think, this is about halfway. So all up here, I'm going to paint it blue. And I can see Mr. Brush, oh, he's out of water. So I need to dip, swipe, swipe, tickle, tickle in the blue, and then I can paint more. He's starting to run out of water, a little bit more water, and I can paint more. Water, swipe, swipe, tickle, tickle. And I'm going to paint the entire sky, which is going to be behind the scarecrow, blue. Now that I've painted the top half blue, I'm going to paint the bottom half brown. And half my students can start with the bottom and half can start with the top. That way it makes it easier to share paints. So now just down here and below, I'm going to paint this whole area brown. This is going to be the field behind my scarecrow. So I'm painting this whole area nice and brown. Once my students have finished painting the sky and the field, they need to add a stick for the scarecrow to stand on. So I'm going to use a little bit of water, swipe, swipe, and tickle in the black. And I want to get a lot of black paint because I need to make sure that it's darker than the brown. So I am going around and around in the black, and then right in the middle of the field and sky, I'm going to paint a stick. And that is going to be the stick that my scarecrow is going to be on. When my students are done painting their field and they've got the stick in there for their scarecrow, they can put away their water and their paintbrush, and they're going to go to a printmaking station that I've set up. I have Legos out, and I have some yellow paint, and we're going to use these to make corn stalks in the background. So I'm going to hold on to the Lego, dip it in a little bit of yellow paint, and then in the back where corn would grow, press and lift, press and lift, press and lift. Then I can take another dip, press and lift, press and lift, press and lift. Now that's pretty good for corn. I might be able to fit a couple more corn stalks over here. Press and lift, press and lift, press and lift. And then I'm going to add some pumpkins. And the pumpkins would be down here in the field. The corn grows tall. So for pumpkins, we're going to be using these wooden blocks. And we're going to dip them in the orange. Make sure it's not dripping. Press and lift, press and lift, press and lift, press and lift. I got 4 pumpkins out of 1 dip. So now I can dip again. Press and lift, press and lift, press and lift. Now I have corn growing in the field and pumpkins. And next time we can add a little bit of green. So I've changed my mind about the green, and my students are going to be adding that today. So after they've done the corn up high and the pumpkins in the bottom, we're going to paint the stems. So we're going to have a station for stems with green. Dip in the green, swipe on the side, and then they can make the vines. They might be a swirling vine, might just be a pumpkin stem like this, or it could be a swirling pumpkin vine. And then with the green, for the corn, they make a V around the corn and then a line. So a V and a line. Dip. V and a line. V and a line. That one's hiding behind the pumpkin. V line. V line. That way, I'm starting to make these little Legos look like pieces of corn growing in the scarecrow's field. So it looks like I missed one down here. This one's going to have a swirling vine on it and connect over to this one. So we are going to be using the green brush to be adding vines and stems. This is day 1 on a first grade lesson on painting scarecrows.